Hello students. So we have just discussed about the concept of Gauss's theorem. Now we shall discuss a concept, a numerical, an application of Gauss's theorem as well as the concept of electric flux. So this is the numerical. What it says to us is that there is a region, a three-dimensional space in which we have placed a cubical body. This cubical body is kept where the electric field is identified as alpha root x along x-axis, and along y-axis and along z-axis the field is 0. It means the components along y-axis and along z-axis of the electric field is 0. So no flux is getting out along these axes. So the only flux, the only effective field is along x-axis. No other field component is available here. Secondly, what is this, that if we take Ex as alpha root x, so here we are given that alpha is 800 Newton per coulomb meter square, okay, and x refers to the distance from the origin. If we are talking of this phase, the distance is a. We are talking of this end, the distance is a plus a, that is twice of a, where a is the edge length of the cube. A is the edge length of the cube. Now we just concluded that only these two phases are playing a role in the electric flux. All the other four phases are having no role in the electric flux. Only the shaded portions are playing an effective role on the electric flux. So we have to identify the total flux through the cube. For that, we find out the flux through this phase. We can say first phase or right phase. So let it be the first phase, and the flux through the second phase. That we have to identify. So for determining the flux through first phase, that is phi 1, how much it should be? According to the concept of electric flux, it should be E dot S. Now remember that E dot S we had discussed in the previous video, that this is the dot product of the field vector as well as the area vector. Here the area was identified to be the normal to the surface. So if this is the surface, so area will be normally outward. Already the field is outward, so both of these come out to be parallel to each other, and if they are parallel, so this becomes E as cos 0, as vector E is parallel to vector S. Now if cos 0 we take, that counts to 1, so this only remains E into S. Now what is E? The electric field at the first phase. What is S? The area of the first phase. We all know that each face of a cube behaves like a square. Each face of a cube behaves like a square. So the electric field by this relation will be alpha root x into area will be side square, the area of the square surface. How much is alpha? Alpha given to us is 800. X is, how much is x? For this phase, x will be a plus a, that is 2a. A plus a, that is 2a. So this is 2a to power half into a square. So this comes out to be 800 into root 2 into a to power 5 by 2. This is the flux through the first surface. Okay. Now we find out the flux through the second surface, second phase. How much will it be? Again the formula will remain the same, vector E dot vector S, but here for this phase the the area vector is to be normally outward. Now this phase has the area vector normally outward, that is towards the left, but the field is in the same direction, that is along positive x-axis. So field and area vector here becomes anti-parallel, means they are opposite to each other. So this comes out to be E as cos 180 degree as vector E is parallel to minus vector S for the second phase. So these are called as the anti-parallel vectors which are directed opposite to each other. Now cos 180 is minus 1, so it is minus 1 into the field will come out to be alpha root x, the same, and S will be area. Here this remains 800 into how much is x? This x here for this phase is simply a. This is closer to origin only at a distance a, so it simply remains a to power half into a square. So it is minus 800 a to power 5 by 2. So this is a flux on the right, this is a flux on the left. So net flux, how much will it be? That is phi. It should be the sum of the two flux, that is phi 1 plus phi 2. Phi 1 is 800 root 2 a square plus minus 800 a to power 5 by 2, sorry, and is also 5 by 2. In these two we have got 800 a to power 5 by 2 common, root 2 minus 1. You place the values here. So this becomes 800 into, how much is A? A is given to us as 10 centimeter, that is 0.1 meter. So place the value 0.1 power 5 by 2 into root 2 minus 1. We solve it out to get the value 1.0105. Flux. Flux is 1.05. The unit of the flux is Newton meter square Coulomb inverse. So this is the total flux through the surface, that is we can say phi. Now this was the first part of the question. Again on this side we had got the positive flux, on this side we had got the negative flux, so total flux is equal to their difference. Now to get the second part, that is the total charge inside the cube. How to get it? For the total charge we use the Gauss's law. What Gauss's law tells us? That flux should be equal to total charge upon epsilon naught. Gauss's law is that total flux is 1 upon epsilon naught times the charge enclosed. Charge enclosed we have to identify, flux we have got, epsilon naught we know. The value of epsilon naught is 8.85 10 to the power minus 12 Coulomb square Newton inverse meter minus 2. So using this value here, what we get? Therefore Q equals to epsilon naught into Q, phi. What is epsilon naught? 8.85 10 to the power minus 12 and phi is 1.05. We solve it to get the value 9.27 10 to the power minus 12 Coulomb. This is the total charge. So this is the whole charge enclosed by this cube. So this is a numerical which has an important role in your board examinations as well, because sometimes such kind of questions for different shapes it can be there. This can be a cylinder, this can be a cube, any shape it can acquire, but basic thing is that the faces you have to keep in mind which face is effectively playing a role in the flux coming out of the surface. Now students, we just discussed a numerical. We just take another numerical. In the first numerical we had a cubical body placed in the uniform electric field. Now we have got a cylindrical body placed in that field. The configuration of this system is somewhat different. Here the center of the cylinder is at the origin. The length of the cylinder is taken to be 20 centimeter. So from the origin, the right face as well as the left face both are at a distance of 10 centimeter. The field coming out at this face is given to you as 200 I cap Newton per Coulomb, and from the this left face the field given is minus 200 I cap Newton per Coulomb. These are the two fields given to us. The first thing we have to identify is that the net outward flux through right face as well as through left face. So first of all we find out flux through right phase. Now see, flux through right phase. How much will it be? Vector E dot vector S. Both these vectors are in the same direction. You can see that S is coming outward, field is outward, so they are parallel to each other. And when they are parallel to each other, so angle between them is 0 degree. We just had it. So it is E S cos 0, as vector E is parallel to vector S. Now cos 0, how much will it be? 1. So this remains only E into S. How much is E? This is given to us as 200 into, how much is area? The area of this surface. This is the spherical base, cylindrical base, and this is circular in shape, and the radius of this is given to us as 5 centimeter. So this will come out to be pi r square. So that is 200 into 3.14 into r. 5 centimeter, its square means 5 into 5 into. This is in centimeter, so we change it into meter by multiplying by 10 to the power minus 2. Solving it out, we get that the flux comes out to be plus 1.57 Newton meter square coulomb inverse. This is what we get, the flux through the right phase. Similarly, for the flux through left phase, how much we get? Phi L. Again the formula will remain the same, E dot S. Here flux through left can be taken as, the field is minus 200 I cap, this is minus 200 I cap, and the area vector, if we take, it is also in the same direction. So either we find out the area vector, or we again can have E and S are parallel to each other. So as we did here, we took the angle to be 0 degree. So we take here also, it is as E S cos 0, because on the left side the field and the area vector both are in the outward direction. So if it is cos 0, so this E magnitude is 200, area for the same cylinder, the bases are of the same area as we had here in the first part. So this will be 5 into 5, 10 to the power minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 2. So this also solves out to be 1.57 Newton meter square coulomb inverse. This is phi L, this is phi R. Now the second part asks us the flux through the side of the cylinder. Now if we come to the side of the cylinder, that is this face or this face, so phi of side will be E dot S. Now here the field is along x-axis, so we have no component along y-axis, it is 0. So that means the area vector is along y-axis but field is along x-axis. It shows that angle between the two will be 90 degree. The area vector, if we take here, delta S coming outward, and the field is along x-axis, so y and x are perpendicular to each other. So this comes out to be E S cos 90 degree. Here E vector is perpendicular to S vector, and cos 90 is 0. So the total flux along the side comes out to be 0. This is the flux along the sideways. Remember this thing, because this is of importance in some other applications as well. For the cylinder kept along x-axis, if the field is along x-axis, so the flux will come only through the bases, but along the curved surface no flux is coming out. Keep it in mind. Now the third part. The third part asks us the total outward flux, net outward flux through the cylinder. That is the flux through the right phase plus the flux through the left phase. So total flux, that is phi, will be phi right plus phi left. Phi side is already 0. Phi right is 1.57, left is also 1.57, so it comes out to be 3.14 Newton meter square coulomb inverse. This is the total flux through the cylinder. Now the application of Gauss's law. Net charge inside the cylinder. How much is that? The fourth part, net charge. For this we have got as flux equals to Q upon epsilon naught. So this gives that Q must be equal to epsilon naught into flux. That is Q equals to epsilon naught. We just discussed its value 8.85 10 to the power minus 12 into flux is 3.14. The result comes out to be, that is charge is 2.78 10 to the power minus 11 coulomb. This is the net charge enclosed within the cylinder. So this is how we can apply the concept of flux and the Gauss's theorem in determining some numericals. As I discussed in the previous case, same here, that surface is having a role in identifying the area, but the flux calculation will remain the same. So thank you and revise it properly.